Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And welcome to the Hump Day Happy Hour. And today we enjoyed Malibu, which was always a lot of fun over there.
We should have played the song by Hole.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to a good friend of the channel, Primetime Treasure Hunter. His live show is after ours, as always. Check him out today. It's Secret Tip-a-thon.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Gives you insider tips selling on various sites and all that kind of thing. And also want to give a big shout out to Primetime. Anybody that hasn't seen it definitely should see it. The video that we posted yesterday was Madison Bachville. A lot of fun. He appeared in it for a little while and also gave us a shout out on his Facebook group and a shout out on his Instagram.
I didn't have to go there.
Got to sit home and get a show out.
Good for me.
I tell you, that first day out there was good, as they say, good, nice weather if you're a duck. That was about
I
it.
saw your shoes. They weren't pretty.
No, they weren't. Well, they weren't pretty to start with. But
Exactly.
a couple of people are here already, it looks like.
Don was a number one today. How's it going? Lori's an early riser and Amazon seller. You're here very early today, so I'm glad to see it.
Now, everybody that's here, strap yourself in. This is going to be a jam-packed show. A lot going on. Want to give a shout out to Dawn, who actually helped us a little bit on the show. Reached out to her for a little bit of help. And what we're going to be doing from this show on is we usually have a subtopic and then a main topic. Well, sometimes it feels like the main topic's a little bit rushed just because of when we get to it.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to flip the main topic and the subtopic, and that'll allow us to spend as much time as needed on the main topic. And then if all of a sudden, things run short, we can skip the subtopic.
Sure.
And so in a little while, we will be talking about the main topic, which is this is the thing you need to be truly successful on eBay. And I know you spent a lot of time. You actually have notes and everything on this one.
Yeah, well, it's hard to give you one answer to that one, but we'll talk about that later.
Nice. Very good. Last week's show, always fun. The shows are always fun. That's a good thing, and we appreciate everybody that makes it. And we definitely appreciate everybody that uses our affiliate links. They definitely do help the channel. We've got the Rode, which is the wireless microphone.
Yep.
And we shot last week the second segment of the warehouse. And that was really, really good as well. And we used it some for a video that we're going to be putting out for the Chicken Wing Festival, which I'll talk about in a little while also. All you need to do for the affiliate links is you go to any video that we have up. You go in the little area where we write up about the video. You just go down, and we've got links to products on eBay and Amazon. You click on either link, whichever site you want. Puts a little cookie on your computer. Anything you buy while you're using that, has the cookie on there, we may get a percentage back of, and we definitely do appreciate it. And people are using the links, and it really does help us. And we are trying to make the channel better. Unfortunately, we did not have the Rode at the time for the Madison Bachville video, so sound on it isn't as good as I wish that it were, but we're improving.
Yeah.
Takes some time.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of time there doing that.
We get a few more entering. Michael's here, Retrohead, and David O.
That's good. And thanks to everybody that follows our Instagram as well. A lot of fun people reaching out to us. So did you do anything over the Labor Day weekend?
I actually relaxed a little bit. Went to work extra early so I can get done extra early so I can do a little relaxing. So it was a nice 3-day weekend where, I don't know, I probably still put in 6-7 hours a day. So it's a part-time weekend for me.
There you go. And I don't know if anybody else out there did anything interesting. If you did, just shout it out to us there in the feed. I ended up going over to the Buffalo Chicken Wing Festival with Mrs. Papergoy and Random Neighborhood Kid. And we will be doing a video about it because I ended up, well, as always happens when I want to do a video, guess what was happening on Sunday?
Another sale?
Oh, yeah, there's sales.
Yeah.
It was raining.
Oh, of course.
Of course it was. So I ended up not going to Clarence because that's yet another one of those flea markets that's basically in a field, and that would have been a complete swamp. So I actually went on and found a different flea market that was really close to the Chicken Wing Festival, and pulled a couple of nice scores out of there. So it'll be good. The video that we're going to have coming up on that will be a haul video with a few things that I found over there, but as much of anything else, it's just kind of a fun little video there as well. with the Chicken Wing Festival and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be fun. It won't be your typical haul video where I just sit there and talk about the things that I found,
Right. Yeah.
but it'll also show the Chicken Wing Festival and all that sort of thing. So it'll be fun.
Looks like you weren't the only one doing taxes this week.
Oh yeah. If you're a corporate, it's the 15th of September, and I believe if you're an individual, it's the 15th of October, I believe. So yeah, it's a lot of people, a lot of accountants, because I deal with a lot of accountants in my day job. They're all stressed out, so I don't dare go in their offices this week.
Oh, and they're hard to get a hold of if you need them too. I know that firsthand. There.
That's true too. So yeah, it was their Amazon seller 99 spent his Labor Day laboring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Funny thing though, when I do my own taxes, just because of my background, and I usually tend to do it over President's Day weekend. So it's those long holiday weekends, and well, better way to spend them than doing your taxes. Worked a football game and some baseball games. Oh, very good. Must be a ref of some sort, I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
Nice.
Paul's in the house, obviously.
Accountant hates you right now. Well, pay your bill, he'll like you again.
Exactly.
So that's pretty cool. Any buys that you picked up?
Every day I'm buying stuff seems like the run of the mill stuff, but I did get from a local couple that they emailed me through the website. I think I picked up 300 strength and health magazines dating back from 1944.
See, and here's the crazy thing though. Those are something, and you were talking to me earlier today too about Ring magazines. And
Right.
Strength and Health are like Ring.
Right. Yeah.
They're good, but they're not as good as you would think that they would be.
Exactly. There's going to be certain issues that are better depending on who's on the cover and so forth. But I told my lister, I go, just do the table of contents. It'll make it easier. People see who's inside and so forth. So.
Yep. Well, I've got something or other coming in the mail to me that ties into a bit of a problem that you had as well today. Camera operator. Oh, very cool.
Maybe you come to Rochester. I need someone to film my kid while he's playing so we can highlight him.
Or maybe we can hire Paul to be the official videographer of the channel.
There you go. Yeah. A twofer. Hold on. Michelle's in the house. How's it going, Michelle?
So do you remember a while ago you gave me that lead for the gentleman with the classical music, ballet, all that kind of stuff? I got an email from him yesterday. Hey, I've found a few more programs. I'm just sending them to you for free because I don't have room.
Nice.
Which hopefully that's not going to become a thing where people just send me stuff they don't have room for, because
it's funny. I had two people this week to do that. I had one guy online. He's sending me VHS movies, and a lot of them. I said, let me give you something. He wants nothing. He goes, I'm paying it forward. I go, oh, geez, now I got to pay it forward to someone. But just kidding. I'll certainly do that. Then I told you about that. Yeah, exactly. Then I told you about that lady that came in and had a bunch of good stuff. And I tried to give her $100. She wouldn't even take it. A retired little old lady. She had some good magazines, some movies, sealed VHS. And I knew they were good. And I said, let me give you something. She was, no, I have no friends, no family. I'm not going to sell them online. I'm going to throw them out or give them to you. So I said, all right. So I think what I'm going to do is get a gift card from Wegmans or something. Because she's coming back with more. And now I'm going to give her that at least. Then she can do something with it.
Yeah, right. So. Yep.
Oh, Mike's in the house.
Yep. So that's that's crazy. People just giving away all the free stuff over there.
Well, I do that to the laundromat, maybe because I give a lot of stuff in there.
That's
so
true too.
Maybe that's how it balances out. Records, magazines, movies, all the time. So.
Anybody out there watching, let us know if you picked up anything exciting over the weekend. It was a slow weekend. I did go over to the one flea market, picked up a couple of things, and I did end up going to an estate sale on Saturday. And let me ask you this: I picked up a few things over there. They had a George magazine, which is a decent magazine. I paid $1 for that, so that's a good magazine to pick up.
Sure.
They had I'm not exactly certain what they were, but we'll call them proofs. I've seen them before because whoever was involved with this, their estate has been disseminated throughout the area. And they worked in advertising for Sibley, and Sibley was a local department store back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Mm-hmm. And I think they worked in the advertising section, because what they were is they were advertising proofs for ads with no pictures, but more drawings, fashion drawings and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so they're oversized. The proofs basically is what they were. And they wanted $1 a piece for them, and they had a big box of them. And I went through and I picked out a couple of things that weren't proofs that I thought were okay out of there for $1. And I ended up buying 16 items for $15, so you can't argue with that, including the George magazine.
Sure.
And so then I called the gentleman over and I said, what would you need on this entire box of proofs? And he kind of went through it, and I have no idea how many there were.
There's been hundreds of them, right? Big box.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
He goes, $50. And I go, nah. He goes, 40. I go, well, I was thinking 20. And he said, I can't do it for that. I said, no, I understand. I said, thank you. I actually thanked him for not being able to do it for that because I didn't really want it, but I
throw it in the corner and you list 5 out of it, and that would be it.
That's exactly what would happen. So I contacted one of the subscribers of the channels that I'm friends with and told him, and he congratulated me. So, and I congratulated him because he was at a sale and didn't buy something. Right. So we've gotten to the point where we're congratulating each other for not buying things.
Well, I'm begging people not to sell to me. So, like, this guy comes in, I call him, well, you remember him, John, on Lake Ave. I think you bought some books from him. And he comes in once or twice a month, and usually it's lower end stuff I really don't need, but I'm kind of doing him a favor. And he always complains. He doesn't realize how competitive it is on eBay, and these old magazines used to be worth something. You know, and I made him an offer again. He had some better stuff, but still nothing great. I didn't need it. And he just kept complaining. I go, trust me, I don't want you to sell them to me. I go, I'm not trying to be rude. I don't need them. I have a million items. I don't need these right now, you know. And he ended up taking the money, and then as he's leaving, he's like making comments. But I mean, like, it's the same thing every time he comes in.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. And you actually said something, and I wrote it down over here. You actually said something the other day. You said you were overloaded with stuff, and you've never said that before.
Yeah, well, there was a deal, I think.
Yep.
I forwarded to you, and it was decent stuff. You said, "Oh, if you want it, if not, I'll tell you." I don't even want to look at it. I don't want it. It's just the guys I have now. I already have like niche groups of things for every lister, and these older magazines don't fit in that group. And I got a ton of that stuff.
Yeah, these are all 1910s magazines. Yeah. So if anybody out there in the feed, just let us know if you're drowning in stuff too, because we definitely are. But of course, I've reached out to the gentleman, and he's supposed to be coming up with a price for the stuff. He's over in Ohio, and I'm going to be going over to Ohio in the middle of October, so I'm actually lining up a couple of buys while I'm out there. Just because. Sure. And I got to find out where in Ohio he is, because I know I've talked to Auction Professor at some point about maybe meeting up with him. So if this gentleman's over that way, maybe I can end up doing that as well. So just drowning in stuff as far as that goes.
It's crazy.
It really is.
Well, we got Eric's here. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Carl, the Lazy Reseller's here. And I'm sure is always here. So, and I'm sure you're going to be here next week.
Nice. How about sales? Everybody's sales doing pretty well out there. How are your sales?
Not too bad. I've had some strong eBay days and average eBay days, but Amazon seems to be solid for me, and we keep pumping Amazon with stuff. I feel like, I'm going to get that return come Christmas season, where eBay you don't get that holiday, at least not for the stuff I sell. We put more of that on Amazon, so we're pumping Amazon right now.
Nice.
So,
yeah. Sales are pretty level for me. Can't complain. I mean, they are, same as they've been. Yeah. Last week was a little bit slower of a week than it had been, but everybody was doing vacations, getting all set up for the well. Plus, we had all the problems going on with the hurricane, the flash floods, the fires, all that kind of stuff. So, anybody out there, I know we've got a couple of people in the audience that watched the show after the fact. I know the one person had been displaced for a period of time because of the fires. So. She and her family are doing well now, but our heart goes out to you, and stay safe out there, anybody. It's just terrible, terrible stuff going on there.
That's all you can do.
Nah, yeah, you do actually.
I appreciate it.
You do
actually. Get a little stubble, but they'll be thicker next week unless I got some event to go to.
So we actually sales are still. Now you can't say that word on TV.
Well, let's see. That's from Don. This is from I'm sure.
A little slow.
It'll pick up. Well, school just started too.
That's true too. A lot going on. Just a lot going on right now. Definitely, no doubt at all about it. And actually, it kind of ties into something I'm going to talk about in the video coming up. I'm actually listing a lot of stuff, and it's good stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's almost making me wonder if I'm overshooting the price on the stuff, because it's not getting any movement at all and not getting offers. Yes. And I do have offers on auctions as well. And it's not even spurring other sales with it. In other words, like if you list, not that I list Reader's Digest, but you list 2 new Reader's Digests, it tends to sell your back stock of them. and not even noticing that, because I actually have been going through and looking to see how many watchers and how many people are viewing the auctions, and I'm going, geez, where is everybody?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the high-end stuff that I bought recently, I'm putting higher prices. I paid more, and people are doing their usual, half, 50%. I mean, I paid almost that what they're offering, so you just got to stick with it and stay firm.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. So it sounds like everybody's kind of in the same boat, that things aren't flying off the shelf right now, but going well enough on that over there.
Yep. An old lyrics magazine, that might be right up your alley.
Oh, some of those old lyrics. Yeah, those are fun. Those are fun. Biggest thing you need to worry about, a lot of those are, and I believe I've talked to Dawn about this in the past, a little bit of an insider tip on those, especially if they're the Charlton ones. They, as soon as you list them, bag them and put them away somewhere safe, because you move them around hardly at all and the covers start tearing off of those, because they are very, very cheaply made. Very, very difficult to find those in high grade, almost impossible to find those in high grade, because it was such cheap paper on those. So if you do find those in good grade, definitely do pick them up. Any of the Charlton lyrics magazines from the 40s and 50s. They got a little bit better in the 70s. But pick them up, but then immediately protect them, because if you don't, when you go to sell it, you'll be sending somebody out something in way worse condition than it was when you listed it. Yep. Sales are okay. Putting my energy into listing could be a little high in price. Yeah, that sounds exactly like what I'm going on it. But I think what we all have to remember too is, it's the holiday, and the thing I've noticed this year, I know a couple of people that watch the channel are actually on vacation right now, and I know a couple of people from work are actually going on vacation as well. They seem to be, obviously they must not have kids or kids in school, but they're actually going on vacation now when everybody else is sending the kids back to school.
Too, I would think.
That's what I was thinking. So maybe that's the new thing, that people are going on vacation right after the holiday as well. So there could be a fair number of people doing that also. Cool. Yep, that's exactly what you have to do on that. Definitely have to do that on those. Oh, nothing. Vivs-Views didn't sell anything. $1,000,000 Peddlers did sell one comic, and it was a comic that I picked up out at Madison Bachville, so that's good.
All right.
And sold 2 items on Etsy.
Wow.
And
2 weeks in a
2
row.
weeks in a row. And the funny thing about it is, when I sell something in a day, I sell 2 things in a day, and I sell nothing the rest of the time. So it's kind of goofy on that over there.
What about RNK? Has he sold anything yet?
No, he hasn't. He got another one of those scam offers. I think they were offering $30 on something he wants 24 on. And he hasn't had a chance to call eBay yet, and he actually had his first day of school right now. So I think he's going to kind of cool his jets a little bit on the listing. I just tell him, just make sure that you kind of watch to make sure you don't get any real offers or any emails from anybody, and just kind of, we'll worry about it after the first couple of weeks of school, just because there's so much going on. Plus, he's got a bunch of videos of ours to edit and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, that's important.
He's busy. He's a busy boy right now. Let's put it that way over there. A few other things going on. Let's see. Oh yeah, the warehouse videos. We've got 2 of them shot now. One of them is set to go up. The other one just has to be put together a little bit. We are going to start those on September 28th, and they will be every Tuesday. I use the YouTube analytics, and Tuesdays tend to be the days that we get the most views.
Okay.
The Tuesday videos. So we're envisioning probably a 5 to 6 part series, and we've got 2 parts done, and they're pretty in depth, and they're going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So mark your calendar down, the 28th of September, and then every Tuesday thereafter, probably through October. Will be those videos, and we got some other news on the way that we just have to get finalized, but you guys might be seeing us on another channel at some point, so that'll be fun as well. It'll be a lot of fun as well.
Of course.
Nice sales were amazing. Whoa, many.
Nice.
Oh, vintage Halloween, yes, definitely. Definitely. Always good stuff over there. Yeah. Just wondering there, what kind of vintage Halloween are you selling? Because I just do the paper stuff. Are you selling the costumes? Or are you selling the decorations? Or is it just paper stuff? Just kind of curious, because I know the paper stuff's tough to find.
Well, oddly, all those trade cards I just sent in to get graded, I probably had, 30, 40 good Christmas ones. No Halloween ones at all.
No Halloween, yeah.
But the good thing is the way SGC's doing it, I'll get them back in, 5 to 6 or business weeks. So about a month and a half.
Does everybody know that you sent a bunch of stuff in?
I don't know. Did I do it last? Yeah. So I don't know if I spoke last week regarding it, but yep. My buddy that I get, he's actually another dealer that we are friends up the road from me. He does the submissions, and I'm just too busy to do grading submissions. I don't want to do PSA because they're $200 or you're going to get them back in a year. So he said SGC has a deal now, $30 for anything. So I had some rare sports cards I sent in, and I sent in about 150 pieces. It cost me $5,000. But a lot of it was a trade cards from that collection. Like I did higher grade ones. I did ones I thought would be better and sell for more money. So hopefully we'll get those back in a month and a half, and we'll have some good money there.
Now, is SGC the one that you had a problem with?
Well, I had a problem with them. I had a problem with the post office. They were supposed to ship it to them.
Right. So anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, we do have a video out there. What was it? Something like "Don't make this."
Yeah, don't make the mistake I made.
$20,000 mistake, I think it was, or something like that. It
ended up being like 30 or 40, but yeah.
So do check that video out. It's a crushing tale, to say the least. Yeah. It was probably, I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that. It was right around Christmas time, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So we probably did a video about 6 months ago. Do check that one out, though. It's
I'll never make that mistake again.
It's a cautionary tale. Yeah. Let's put it that way.
For
so
sure.
If you haven't seen that one yet, definitely worth seeing.
Yeah. So Eric, does anyone need a school bus driver? Well, my kid could have used one this morning, but that's about it. Other than that, we're good now. But thank you, though.
To anybody who doesn't know what Eric's talking about, the local school district, they keep losing school bus drivers to the point they're actually starting school a day later. And now if you live within a mile and a half of the school, you have to walk, as opposed to a mile where you would have gotten busing. They're using public transportation to get kids to school, and they're actually looking into getting bicycles and helmets for kids so the kids can ride bikes to school, because there are no school bus drivers out there. That's kind of a thankless job, though, too.
Oh, funny story. The Jeff, the all-around guy who does my shelving, so he's got a side job now with the city he's repoing those bikes or scooters. They're paying him like crazy money to repo these things during the day and take them back from people. And I'm thinking about, how does that make them any money? The city can't be making money because these things cost a lot. And he said what they pay for them is like, say for an hour, it might be $7, $8, $10. And then half of them don't get returned. So now they got to pay him to drive around all day and return them. And they have GPS tracking on them. He's got GPS in his vehicle. They give him a vehicle to use. There's no way they're making any money. It's crazy. I've never heard of such a thing like that.
All right, funny. So Witch and Black Cats. Yep.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep, definitely. See a stack of cassettes, check for Halloween. Oh,
well, those records, they sell them like hotcakes. Any Halloween records, they're going to start selling now and through Halloween for probably double right now if they're selling.
Wow. So crazy. Yeah, I didn't realize that the cassettes sold well.
Yeah.
And I guess it makes sense, though, yeah.
You got to find a cassette player. That's the hard part now.
I want to give a shout out to your boy Derek Jeter.
What happened?
He was inducted into the Hall of Fame today.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah. I thought you were a huge Yankees fan.
Well, yeah. When I'm not working, I am. Jeez, work comes first. And I'm sure that was very shocking. Everyone's shocked that he made it. What was his percentage?
One guy didn't vote for him.
It's always some clown. I wonder if it's the same one guy not voting for all these people to not get in perfect.
Well, I would love to see who he voted for.
So who was the only perfect one? Rivera?
Did anybody ever end up perfect? Or
Rivera's the highest percentage. Crazy, though.
Well, you know that Babe Ruth, he was okay.
Yeah, crazy.
So we have the same issues here in Ottawa, Ontario. No bus drivers. Yeah, it seems to be everywhere. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's a nationwide and I guess international at this point up in Canada. Crazy, absolutely crazy on that over there. Oh, have a little a couple of other quick things I want to talk about before we get into the main topic. Did you see that the eBay update dropped today?
I did not see that. Did I see that? Is that what I emailed you?
Yes.
Oh, it didn't say update, did it?
Yeah, fall
you're renaming.
Update.
Yeah, you're renaming it. Silly.
The fall seller update.
Well, I gave it to you to proofread for me.
So I made a few notes in there. Good news, no change that I could see as far as costs go. No change as far as I see as to store size, anything at all like that. So nothing like that's going to change. Looks like they're adding and changing some stuff with your all-time favorite thing, item specifics.
Okay. Well, as long as they're like, if you can't submit it without doing what they want, I'm fine with that. Instead of submitting it and then you have issues down the road. So I'm sure that's what they're gonna do.
I'm sure that's exactly what we're going to do. Couple of notes here I made in there was, looks like they're changing some stuff to make it easier. And I've never done it. And I keep meaning it's on my short list of things to do, along with finally setting up my Google Voice voicemail and working on the website.
My Instagram and buying an affiliate link.
Affiliate links and my project pile and your scared pile.
Getting your airplane books out of my loft at the warehouse.
That's another thing I have on my short list of things to do.
He won't sell them to me. I don't understand.
Because I'm going to list them someday.
Well, by the time I charge you for storage fees, I'll get them anyway, see?
Yeah, it'll work out with the interest I charge you and the money you owe me.
Exactly.
Anywho, let's move on. They're making it easier to send coupons out to people. Now, I don't know if you've ever used the coupons or not.
It's funny because I clicked on it the other day just to see what was involved, and then this big screen popped up with all these options. I'm like, okay, not right now.
That's exactly what I did about a week and a half ago. I said, I would like to give people coupons. That's a good idea. Or coupons,
after they purchase it, right? Then they get a coupon for the next
item.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. Type deal. Or I guess what they're going to be doing is they're going to be setting things up where, you know how people can get your newsletters if you send newsletters out and all that kind of stuff. They're your followers and all that stuff. They're setting it up so it's easier to send discounts and all that sort of thing out to your followers as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Just one of those things I've got to carve some time out to look into it, but it looks like that's kind of what they're pushing. The other thing that I noticed here in my notes was they've got some category changes. Well, item specific changes, and they were mentioning collectibles. Nothing new in books or anything at all like that, which is good. But then they were also changing stuff in categories, and the two categories that look like they're just really having a lot of changes in them are photos and postcards, and that they'll be kind of as it is now. They've got, and I'm making this up because I didn't really look, but they've got 25 different kinds of photos that you can have, ambrotypes and Viewmaster and this kind and that kind. And same thing with postcards. You could have actually they've got one for each state, so they got 50 right there to start with, plus different countries, plus this. So they probably have 200 different postcard categories. They're going to be.
Is that where you would list the adult photos that are like not adult, like the cheesecake stuff?
Yes, I believe so.
So there's no adult section to do the photos. It would be that section.
I believe so. Well, now they're really changing the way the photos are, and they're, instead of having, and I didn't really look too deeply into it, but instead of having 200 postcard categories, they're not having 200 postcard categories anymore, type deal. And the same thing with the photos. So that looks to be the main areas that there's changes out of the stuff that we sell in.
Right.
I'm certain there are other changes as well, but that was all that jumped out at me. So at least it wasn't a bomb dropping on us or anything at all like that, where all of a sudden they're like, oh, by the way, we're increasing our fees or anything like that. So I didn't notice anything bad in there, other than a few little changes like that.
Oh, that's good.
So
good news there. Could have been worse.
And then you got an email from your credit card processor that I printed out. Yep. To anybody who doesn't know, he has, Mr. Magazine has a site that has adult material on it. And it's kind of funny because a couple of days before you forwarded the email to me, I was reading The Economist magazine, and they had a little article in there about OnlyFans, which I hear is a website. And on that website, they were basically going to be doing away with the hardcore adult stuff. And the reason why was basically because of their credit card processor.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you get this email from your credit card processor.
Exactly.
And everything kind of fell into place with what, and again, this is just our opinion. This, we don't know. We don't have any insiders at eBay or anything at all like that. But it kind of starts to make a little bit of sense with why eBay got rid of the adult categories.
Exactly.
Because we have over here, let me cover up your merchant ID number. We have over here an entire, where are we? We're over here. An entire,
yes,
you really say an entire blank piece of paper.
You can put anything up there.
That's true. But it's got 7 different things that the credit card processor, MasterCard, is requiring you with your adult site to have. number one, and I'm not going to read through all of them, but number one, do you review all content prior to posting? This is to ensure no illegal or violation of card brands, card being MasterCard,
Right.
brand standards exist, yes or no, et cetera, et cetera. Well, how can eBay possibly answer yes? They wouldn't be
Right.
able to answer yes that they
Exactly.
review everything.
Right.
They can answer they review it after it's up, but they can't review it beforehand.
Right.
And so on and so on. Is there a mechanism in place for complaints, to handle complaints, to have things taken down, et cetera, et cetera. So you're getting all of these things over here that you need to jump through a bunch of hoops. And,
Right. Yep.
and we talked it through and we took a look at everything and we contacted the web developer and everything and have updated the terms of service, et cetera, et cetera. But I can see where after having read this, and if anybody's interested in it, by all means, reach out to us and we'll send you a list of the questions that they're asking. No
Sure.
problem at all. I can see why eBay just said, just wash their hands
Yeah,
of it
it's
all.
a headache. They don't need it for the amount of money it was generating. If it was generating $1 billion a year, well, I think it's a different story. But maybe it's generating 10 million. I mean, who knows? So.
Yeah, so I guess that kind of does finally, and again, it's only our opinion, but now that we've kind of seen behind the curtain on this over here with what they're making you do,
Right.
I guess in the end, it does make sense that they were getting pressured and the screws tightened on them from their credit card processors and payment processors. And that's why they just said, nope, we're not going to have this anymore.
Exactly.
So hopefully that...
didn't the OnlyFans go back to having it, though? Because it was such a major part of their
they
revenue,
so they weren't going to have it, and then they were going to have it, but now they obviously have a whole lot of hoops they need
would
to
have
jump
went under
through.
without it, I think. So it was
So
a good business decision.
They have a lot of hoops they have to jump through in order to
Sure.
comply. So it's kind of crazy on that over there. And a lot of the questions do not even apply whatsoever to your type of business. They're more general questions if you have live feeds and that kind
Streaming
of thing, which
service,
streaming and all that, which you do not
Monthly
have.
subscriptions, all that jazz.
Yep. You sell product that have been out for years and years and years. So, but it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of interesting to finally have gotten that and kind of get a little bit of insight, because I know a lot of people have speculated how crazy it was for eBay to have gotten rid of those categories, but now I guess we see probably why. They're at an actual photographs category, which for some reason wasn't already there. Yeah, that was always the tough thing over in the photographs, because I'm not a photography expert by any means. And then you would sit there and you'd read it and it'd be like, is this an ambrotype? Is this I don't know.
Right,
It's a
exactly.
picture.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck it is. So if they streamline that a little bit, that's probably good.
Cool.
Albumin and all that. I know the terms. I don't know what the heck they mean. So we will head on into our main topic, because I know this is going to take a little while, because you've got notes, I believe.
I got a few things written down.
So basically, the main topic asks a question, and the question is, this is the thing you need most to be successful on eBay. And I laid out a couple of ground rules when I was talking to Mr. Magazine, and we'd like to hear if while I'm kind of giving the introduction, if you want to mention in the feed your thoughts as to what the main thing is you need to be successful. The ground rules are not the super obvious stuff. In other words, you obviously need an internet connection, whether it's on a phone or a computer. Yes, you need a way to access the internet. You need to have a product to sell, that sort of thing. We know that. So it isn't necessarily that.
Right.
You have to have a way to be able to get the product up, be able to get the product sent out, So yes, you need packing supplies 99% of the time, unless you just do local pickup, in which case, good luck if that's the only thing you do.
Well, we have some people not local that check local pickup.
Yes, they do.
It's always fun.
Yes,
we did call eBay regarding that.
Oh, go ahead. Tell everybody. Yep.
So we had 2 people within days pay for items and check local pickup, and they're out of state. I reached out to both of them and I said, hey, because it was like $10 a piece. I'm like, why should I lose out $10 just because they did it on purpose or accident? Either which way. Neither responded back. I gave it a couple days, and then the shipping was going to go late, so we called eBay, and their solution was to cancel it and relist them.
But okay, when you cancel it, what reason do you use? Did they tell you that?
They said use their address, so it's not a strike on us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Use their address because their address would be your address
Exactly,
from what
right.
they're
Yep.
saying. Okay, that's good advice.
Oh, and you probably know this too. So we had another customer that canceled. I don't know if I told you this. He paid for the item in the morning, canceled it right after I printed the label, and then he wanted a refund on the item, but he did a return. So instead of canceling it, he did a return, and I never shipped it yet.
Okay.
So I said, okay, no problem. I'm trying to go refund the label. There was nowhere to refund the label. So then we called eBay, and they said the labels you don't get paid, you don't get charged until you ship it out now, and they get scanned.
Oh, until it gets scanned.
So I
okay.
didn't remember in the old days you can cancel the label. So they said they did away with that because I couldn't find where. Have you done this lately or no?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I couldn't find it where it said you scroll down and the option is to cancel the label. You can't do that anymore. Oh. So it's just like the overseas ones.
Right. Right.
So that's good to know at least in the future. So.
Oh, so it looks like a couple of people are commenting over here. So again, the question to everybody is: this is the thing you need to be truly. Sounds like I'm on a game show. This is the thing you need to be truly successful on eBay. It happens to buyers in Japan and Mexico. I'm in Rochester. Oh yeah, with the people to pick up. Yeah. That they.
Crazy. Well, they want free shipping. Good for them.
Or maybe they're coming to Rochester at some point. Who knows? All right. So, what were your thoughts as to what you? And again, we did not talk beforehand as to what they are.
Right.
I said you write your ideas down. I've got my thoughts down, and so let's open it up, and we'll listen to everybody here in the feed as well.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Mr. Magazine, take it away.
So,
this is the thing you need to be truly successful on eBay.
So I've been pondering this for like a week now. What is the good answer going to be? And everyone's different. So my answer is going to be different from yours. My situation is different from yours. So obviously, I need eBay. I don't the eBay's my job. So you look, if eBay shut you down, you still have your job. You have other platforms you're selling on. It's not the end of the world to you. It would suck, but not the end of the world. So, there's obvious things, have goals, short-term, long-term goals. You put the time in. I think those are obvious things, but still important things. So some people, half-ass it. The more you put into it, I think you're going to get out of eBay. But another thing was a biggie, which we were talking yesterday, and I thought it was a big one, but I think it's a big one for me, not everyone so much, because I've had so many issues with them in the past, is learn to play by their rules. I think that's a big one for me because, you can get kicked off at any time selling something you're not wearing, especially with the adult stuff. And that's one good thing that I don't have to worry about that anymore, getting kicked off for adult stuff. So that is, some weight off my shoulders, but still, we could sell a wrong knife. We could sell, bottle rockets. There could be certain things there, or people are still getting kicked off for adult stuff. So, that's why we're always proactive. We always call them up and say, hey, is this all right to sell this? So to me, that's a big one because I don't want to lose the revenue stream.
Well, and not even that. Well, I mean, you're right on that, but the other side of that too is if you continually don't play by the rules and you continually have problems, you may be allowed to continue to sell on there, but they can charge you the higher fee. Sure. They can hide you in search, et cetera, et cetera. So that will hurt you some definitely as well.
They kick you off 7, 10, 30 days. I mean, that's huge too. Even.
That's actually a really good answer. It's not the answer that I have, but it is a good answer. I'll accept that one. Listing. Yep. No, you're absolutely right. The more you list, as long as you list reasonable stuff at a reasonable price. Obviously, if I list common chrome postcards that at $10,000 each don't take offers, I won't be successful.
Right.
But yes, you're right. The more items that you list, that will definitely help you. So that's a very good answer.
Diversify, I think, too, that helps. Instead of sticking, some people are great with the niche because they buy whatever that niche is in volume and that's their thing. But I think for the collectibles that we deal in, if you're going to these sales and stuff, you have opportunities to diversify, which I think is big too.
Get her done. That's another good answer. That's actually a very, very good answer as well. Because if you sit around on the sidelines and you don't do it, everybody's got grand plans on what they're going to do. Right. Everybody does. Yeah. And you could ask, let's put it this way, everybody is a tremendous success on paper. The problem is when it comes time to implementing it, a lot of times things get in the way. You just never, as the old saying goes, my get up and go got up and went. That kind of happens. Or to throw a little local town in here in Lackawanna. I got a Lackawanna do it.
Exactly.
So that's actually a really good answer as well. Not the one I have, but a good answer.
Sensible treasures in the house, perseverance.
Keep listing. Yeah, good. Yep. No, that's very, very good.
Popeye's postcards in the house. How's it going?
Hey, Popeyes, how you doing? Big fan of yours, Popeyes, when you had the channel and everything. Definitely use the CZUR Scanner because of that video.
Yeah.
So thank you very much on that.
Yeah, we love it.
Get so upset with your own RISR account for pride. And it isn't even necessarily pride. If you're a newbie, you don't, again, and we've told the story many, many times about how we would just pick up lawn jarts because you could pick them up for nothing and they would go for $30, $35 and you'd list it. And then you'd pick up another set and you'd wait 3, 4, 5 months and you'd list another set. Right. And nowadays it's like I wouldn't even, I just walk right by and wouldn't even touch them. But back then, like, I can make $30 for $5.
Yeah.
Well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal?
Exactly.
Why won't they let you sell them? That's stupid. Of course, they're not legally allowed to let you sell them, but that's another story.
Exactly.
Organization.
Oh, geez, I need that one.
Yeah.
All my employees need that too.
That's another good one. Organization will definitely help you considerably.
So when are you going to come to Rochester and give us a hand
organizing
the
everything?
Warehouse? You take a month off of work.
Let them see the videos first.
Okay.
Starting September 28th.
Yeah, I would say 80% of it's pretty good organized.
Not too bad. You find most of the things in there.
The inner workings of the warehouse is good. The inside of the
well, actually, organization's a very good answer for a few different reasons. One reason why is obviously if you're organized, you don't spend time looking for things to pack it to send them out.
Right.
You find what you're looking for. You don't spend time looking for the boxes and the bags and all that stuff when you're sending them out. But you know where else organization helps you at?
Yeah.
On the listing side of things. Because how many times have you picked up a collection of stuff today and it's got the strength and health in there, for example, that you were talking about earlier.
Right.
And you say, oh, wait, I know a couple of weeks ago I picked up a couple of strength and health. And that collection 2 months ago had some strength and health. Good luck ever finding those. But if you were organized, you could put all the strength and health together and then get, all 200 of them listed instead of just listing a new 100 and the other 50.
Yeah, definitely for magazines, it's definitely harder to deal with magazines, but sometimes with toys and video games and certain things like that, I definitely know where some of that stuff is. We're starting to put it all in certain areas, so we're slowly getting to that point, but magazines would be hard to do that.
It's hard just to start with. I buy things like when I went to Madison Bachville, I had a couple of deals right in a row, and there was like, oh, this came from this deal, this came from this deal, and I've literally got 6 boxes, and I can't put the 3 things together because I got one in each deal, and I've got 6 boxes to go through, and I can't get them sorted together. So organization would definitely help. Not my answer, but it's a very good answer.
Hey Joe, how's it going?
Hey Joe Losi, how you doing?
Service is key. Yeah, we try to make everyone happy, but there are some people that are extremely difficult to work with, and those are the ones that get banned.
Now, customer service is another very good answer on that over there. You definitely need that, and that helps you not only on eBay, but it helps you in the real world as well.
Yeah.
And tied into the customer service is the diplomacy, where the guy comes at you with all caps. What are you trying to do? And instead of you reacting to him at the same level, you try to talk him down a little bit and explain to him that no, okay, what happened? Why don't you? Because a lot of times too, and you'll get yelled at. I got my order. What are you trying to do? You're ripping me off.
Yeah. And
that's the entire message.
Well, remember that guy with the garbage pail kids? He was being very difficult at first. I ended up working a deal with him. I didn't tell you, but we sold, and we'll have that on probably Saturday's show. We're going to do that for the Bolo. But I had series 1 through 6 of garbage pail kids, and I sold them. I got a good deal on them, so I was able to sell them for like $1,400. The guy gets them, and they finally sold and got paid for the third try. So the guy gets them.
Has that been in every Bolo video for the last 6 months?
And supposedly like 10 or 15 cards out of the first series were not in good condition. It was supposed to be near mint. I got them from the original, collector from him, and he wanted like $300, and I'm like, that's just way too much for these cards. I mean, it's outrageous, and I offered him 100, and then, I said, well, just return them. He didn't want to return them. I go, I'll tell you what, because I think I told him $100. Then he said 300 or nothing. I go, I'll tell you what, let me contact eBay and see what they think we should do. Once you say that to these people, these scammers, they get all nervous. He goes, all right, how about 150? So I'm like, all right, fine, 10%. I give you 10% discount refund. That's fine. And then he was happy with that. But it's better than giving a full refund back to me. Now I got to relist it and hope the next person buys it. So I made good money. It's a headache. Let's move on.
Organization, effective, efficient inventory system. Yeah, definitely. And we've got the videos up of the mistakes that we made early on as to, and still, how many times do you have records that you can't find on Amazon?
Oh, every day. All the oldies but the goodies.
Yep. And the reason why was because you were literally trying to add new listings into old listings alphabetically.
Oh, yeah.
But you had different people alphabetizing, so there was no standard system as to how to alphabetize to top it all off.
Sure.
Yeah, so an efficient inventory system from the start would have definitely helped you a lot.
Yeah.
So
we didn't think we would grow this much in that time
That's
period.
true. That's true. Yeah, no people skills, poor customer service, people, not going to last long. Yep, no, that's absolutely true. Were you done with your answers, or did you have more answers?
Yeah, I think that was really it. Put the time in, have goals, be competitive. I'm a competitive person, so I think that's part of it too when you're dealing with volume. I mean, you have to be competitive. If not, I would be selling nothing really. So.
Okay.
But that helps move inventory and product.
Right. So. Got some other answers. It looks like out there.
Popeyes postcards.
People invest money back in your. Yeah. Oh, that's definitely.
True. Yeah.
Definitely true. Invest list in quantity and quality. Buying a top loading scanner and paying for.
I always ask my listers. I go, is there anything you need that would make you more efficient, better? A special mouse. The pad for the wrist, anything like that. I always ask them, is the monitor big enough? Because I want them being efficient and comfortable too. So that's huge.
Well, nobody's hit my top two answers yet. I've got my top answer and my number two answer, and I thought the number two answer was going to be definitely somebody would get it. Same for scanner, 2 all-in-one machines, but for scanning postcards. Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Now those. Well, you've got the fast scanner, right?
Yeah. The multi one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't used that in a while, but we'll get to it at some point.
I borrowed it from you, and it collected a little dust in my house for a while. So, well, let me give you my number two answer on the board. Number two answer is still on the board. 100 people surveyed. Keep your personal and eBay money in separate accounts. Yep. And in fact, if you're an LLC or a corporation, you have to do so. Actually, I don't. Believe it or not, I do not do, or I did not do that. I do that now, but I did not do that forever. But I also had the day job, so eBay was just kind of a side gig for me, and I was always making something off of my stuff. And if I ever needed to dip into savings in order to buy a big collection, the savings were around to do so as far as that goes. So that one I was guilty of not doing until about 1.5 years ago. Now I do keep them segregated. My number two answer.
Okay.
The heck was it? No, it was knowledge.
Yeah.
I think that knowledge will help you considerably on there, just because as time goes on, and I often think about this, can you imagine if we were able to go back to some of those auctions we went to back in 2007, 2008?
Yeah.
Knowing what we know now, I would, and the capital that we have now, or even the capital that we have then, I wouldn't have bought half the stuff that I bought.
Well, I was just going to say, it's not so much what I should have bought, it's what I should not have bought. Because that's it's definitely a bigger scope.
Yeah, and that's in fact, I remember, gosh, we're going to go way back. I don't remember exactly when cell phones got the heavy-duty internet capability, but as soon as they got those, of course, I had one, and I remember telling people, these are great for selling, but it isn't necessarily telling me what to buy. It's telling me what not to buy.
Right. So
that when I'm at a sale and somebody wants $15 for something and I look it up and it's going for $25, I walk by.
Right.
And I said, if I do that 2-3 times a month and I don't buy something, it pays for the cell phone service right there, just alone, not buying stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will sit there and they'll use it, and rightly so. They'll use it for look things up on what to buy.
Yeah.
But use it the other way too, and kind of keep a tally in your head as to what you're not buying because of the cell phone. And I think you'll be really, really surprised at how much money you actually save by having that, just because you're not sinking money into slow moving product or things like that. So that would make my number two would be knowledge. Not sure if you mentioned it, but you also have a passion for selling.
True.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true as well. In fact, we did a live show. I don't know if you've watched some of our prior live shows, Popeyes, but we had a live show a while back about passion and how you absolutely need it. And it really does, as they say, you find a job you love, you never work a day in your life. And that definitely is true on that over there. And you have to have a passion. And I know when I get a collection of something in or do some buys of stuff that I really like,
Right.
oh, I'm listening to stuff like this.
Yeah.
Now, I did buy a lot of stuff 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, from our departed friend's estate. And I bought a lot of golf books. I'm not a huge golf fan. And that's work. I'm going to make money on it, but that's work because I don't have the passion for the golf things.
Right.
But some of the stuff that I bought from them, or the other things that I bought a lot of from them, were a lot of foreign language books. I'm going to make money on those, but that's work. Because I've got to sit there, I've got to figure out what they say in English, I've got to figure all this various stuff out. That's work. I do not have a passion for listing 1884 German books written in Old German. I just do not.
Yeah, right.
I paid the right amount for them that I can make money on them, but I'm going to work to earn that money.
Sure.
But some other things that I picked up from him and from other collections, wow, I absolutely love this. I can't wait to list this.
Yeah.
And so, yes, passion definitely does help. See if anybody has guessed my number one.
Don't starve your business capital.
Yeah, and that was actually another thing that we were talking about capital. As a matter of fact, you could make a living. I don't know about a living, but you could make a decent little side income just curb shopping.
Yeah,
you really could. There's enough free stuff out there. You could make a living just driving around. Well, isn't my rambling story, but I'm gonna jump into a rambling story real quick. They busted a guy. I don't know if you heard about this or not. It was about 3 or 4 years ago. They busted a scrapper in Rochester.
Wow.
Scrappers, those people that drive around and grab all the stuff on garbage day and then bring it down to the scrap yard to salvage
all the
it.
metal stuff,
the metal and all that,
copper, whatever.
Yep. Apparently, he was on unemployment and was doing this on the side and forgot to file the paperwork with unemployment to stop the unemployment.
Of course he did.
$100 and some $1,000 he had earned in a year.
Wow.
And I had always questioned
how they figure that out.
because they actually nowadays you have to show ID.
Oh, so the
sign off
scrap
on it
company
at the scrap yard.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yep, he had
$2
made
grand a week.
over $100,000. Now, granted, metal
That's a lot
prices
of
were
money.
higher back then,
Right.
et cetera, but still,
Yeah.
because I'd always seen these people driving around, and I said, "How can these guys make any money? They're spending all this money on gas." That guy was making money. So he was able to make some real good money just picking stuff up for free. So yes, you can do it, but not really the way I'd want to live. So having a little bit of capital
tough,
definitely does help you because then you can go into deals and you've got a fair amount of capital and you reinvest it in your business.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'll see if anybody else here guessed, and I'll give my number one answer.
Eric, I wish I knew what I know today back in the 90s. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
You gotta get that flux capacitor and that DeLorean will be all set.
Knowledge comes with experience, yep. But knowing how to find the information you need is key.
Yeah.
That's true too. True too. Yeah, that's there's the gentleman that passed, Warren. He called it a gut instinct that you were out there and you just saw something. And whether we've talked about it before, that you see magazines that we've never seen before.
Right.
And because of that, we say, whoa, that might be good.
Sure.
Just because of that. And Warren always called it just your gut. Just one of those deals that you're out there and you have enough knowledge of a category that when something or other comes up that you haven't seen before, you say, whoa, my radar goes up, my antenna go up. This is something or other that's good. So yeah, definitely comes through experience with the knowledge. Cool. If anybody got it, nobody got it here. 100% finding info quickly is important. Yep, definitely is. Well, the number one thing that I put down, drum roll, please. You used to play drums. Drum roll, please.
Yeah, I don't have the sticks, and I hurt my wrist in the war.
Oh, my God. Old football injury. Exactly. Reaching for a remote on a Sunday.
True, yeah.
Confidence.
Oh.
Was actually what I put down as the number one answer was confidence. And that comes both on the buying and the selling side. And I think I'm noticing it more and more on the selling side. And what kind of brought this all to mind was the stories that I told last week about, like, for instance, the Knights Templar ribbon. How the gentleman had said, these were very, very common. They were $15. And I said, well, you'll be able to find one. Congratulations.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And then I sold it for $35. because I was confident in my item
Right.
and I was confident in my research, even though it's not within my niche. And a lot of times it's easy for you to be confident in adult magazines because you've dealt in them long enough. And it's
Right.
easy for me to be confident in certain categories because I dealt in them a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know Knights Templar ribbons. I'm not
Right.
Knights Templar ribbon guy. I'm just not.
I don't think anyone is. But go ahead.
I'm
I hope not.
going to patent that or copyright that. But I had done my research, and I was confident in my research that, no, this is what it's worth, and that's a fair price, and $15 is not a fair price on it.
Yeah.
And I had the confidence to stick with my price instead of being cowed by somebody or other that was holding themselves out as an expert. And he definitely was holding himself out as an expert because he's telling me how, this is how they were handed out, this is this is this.
Yeah.
Trying to almost bully me into selling it to him for $15. And I stood my ground, even though it wasn't in my territory. Years ago, I probably would have sold it for $15 because I probably would have said, well, this gentleman knows what he's talking about.
Or you paid $5. Oh, it's a quick flip for $10.
Yeah, I probably paid $2 for it, something like that. So I would have been like, oh, I'm still going to make $10 on it. And yeah, maybe it won't sell. And so you have to have the confidence that your research paid off as to what you're pricing it at, that when you bought it, that you're confident when you're buying it. And that's kind of important too. I remember when I used to go to auctions, a lot of times stuff would come up at auction and I know we did this in the video about a mutual friend of ours that every time he won an auction, what's wrong with this? Why did I win this? Why didn't anybody else want it?
Yeah,
Everybody else here knows more than me and they all let me have it. I must have overpaid for it. And that's a very real feeling on things when you're out there and if you're surrounded by people that you view as experts and they're not bidding on something or other and you are, you have to have the confidence that you know what you're doing, that it's, and another way to look at it is you like magazines, right?
Yeah, sure.
If there were 500 road and track magazines from the 90s and 2000s at auction, and what are you paying on them?
If they're on a pallet and they're free, I probably would still leave them there.
Exactly.
I would never get to them. I mean, I really, I'd never ever get the listing.
So,
they'll never be important in the inventory we have.
So I guess the point is, here I am. I don't know anything at all about magazines. You're Mr. Magazine. You know the auctioneer, so you raise your card one time at $5 just to be polite, even though you don't want it.
Right.
So I bid $6 for it, and then you're not. I'm gonna go. Oh, wait, how come Mr. Magazine's not bidding again? How come he's not bidding again? Well, it could be that you don't have the room for it. It could be that you've already got 500 of those, and you're never going to get to them. It could be 100 different reasons why you're not bidding, and it's not necessarily that it's a bad deal.
Right.
If I picked up those 500 magazines at $6, I'm going to make money.
Yeah.
No doubt at all, I will make money on it. Maybe it's below your threshold for what you want, the amount you want to make per item. Whatever the reason is, there's a lot of different reasons why somebody who's knowledgeable will pass on something like that.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you're getting them doesn't automatically mean that you got stuck with them or you did bad or how come the other people aren't bidding. Have the confidence that, if you research stuff before the auction or if you look on your phone and you're going, hey, these magazines are selling for $7 a piece. Yeah. I can pick up 500 of them for $6.
Yeah. In the old days, it's a no-brainer.
I can multiply that out. It's $3,500.
Yeah,
I'm going to make money, and all the other magazine people aren't bidding on them. Be confident that they will sell for $7 each in that shape, and that the people aren't bidding on them for reasons other than that they're junk. They don't want them. They don't have time for them. Whatever it is. But that's where you need to be confident.
Right.
And if you're confident in your buying and you're confident in your selling, I think you'll do very, very well. And now confidence obviously comes out of some level that comes out of knowledge.
Yeah, sure.
I think you build upon the knowledge, and the next step beyond knowledge is the confidence on things. So that would be my answer, would be confidence. Yeah. See if anybody else has said anything.
Asperg, loose lips, sink ships, and then Don's response.
Actually, yeah, we do. We actually do have a video on that.
You're good, Don. You're good.
We actually do. Yep. And that one is anybody who hasn't seen that video. It was actually came up because I was in a thrift store and overheard a gentleman that I knew was a seller talking to another gentleman, and I was just kind of lingering around the book area, and they were talking about Starbucks coffee cups and how much money they make buying mugs, and I'm like, oh, I'll have to look into Starbucks coffee cups. And as a matter of fact, I did buy one at a church sale, and Random Neighborhood Kid has it listed because I paid, I think, $1.25 for it at a church sale. Yeah. Cannot argue with that, but I probably wouldn't have bought it if I hadn't heard the gentleman talking about it.
Carl, I put that number 1 on my list ahead of Instagram and buying the affiliate link. So.
How about getting to the scared piles?
It's funny you say that. I had a meeting with all our listers today. Had some issues, little, kinks we had to, straighten up and stuff. But then that was one of the things because did I mention this last week about the one lister? And I asked him to list comic books because it's been a while. He's been listing adult paperbacks for a while, and he likes doing it. We have a lot of them. They're easy for him. And I said, it's been a couple weeks. List these comics. I got good comics. Comics are selling. And he just continued to list books for a week or so. So I said, you know what? I'm taking the books off his table. I'm putting comics right on top of his keyboard to see what happens. So I'm calling my manager, and, she puts me on speakerphone. I go, is that something listing something comics today? And he heard that. And guess what? He was listing comics.
Nice. Nice. So the scared piles were getting along there. Yep. Nice. Good point. I'm not a confident buyer yet. Yep. Especially comes to making offers on stuff when, and that's funny that you say that because, and maybe they're watching this video over here, but the person in Ohio, they want me to make an offer on stuff. And I said, just tell me what you want on it. I said, I'm fair. I said, you've got good stuff. I know you're not selling it for $100. I mean, we all know that. Right. If they refuse to make an offer, and I know Pure Hustle.
I hate that.
Well, I know Pure Hustle podcast says you just stay silent and you never make an offer, and that's the end of it. I just get sick of it at some point, and I know the right way to do it is not, is just not make an offer. I basically, if I'm willing to pay $600 on it, I'll make an offer of $550. Right. And then I can go up to $600, but I'm not going higher than that. Period. End of the story. I'm not.
I'll make my offer, which I think is fair, and I might go a little higher just in case I think they're going to shop it elsewhere. And then if they say no, I'll ask them to give me a shot at it, and I say I always have a little wiggle room because there always is a little wiggle room. I can always go a little higher, but I don't want to force myself to go too high, and then I'm like, just to be stubborn and get the deal, it's not worth it sometimes. So.
Yep. No, that's tough. It's tough coming up with the price on it, but usually, like I said, I come up with my fair price, and I'll discount it a tiny bit, but just a tiny bit, and that's what I told him as well. I said, just come up with what you want on it. I said, if you come up with a fair price, and again, I'd have to look at what they have, but say you've got a bunch of stuff you want to sell me, and I'm looking at the stuff and I'm like, it's somewhere between $300 to $500, is what I'm willing to pay on it. And you throw a price of $450 at me, I'm paying you $450. I'm just going, okay, it's a deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to try to chisel you down to $400 because I'm not that's just not how I negotiate. I'll just pay the $450 and I'm happy with it.
Well, I told you about that one guy. I gave him an extra. Actually, I gave his sister, who's the bank manager at my bank, $100 for him on his birthday as a bonus because I found good stuff in there after the fact. I was kind of rushed looking through the collection. I made him an offer, and he always takes it. And then going through it the next day, I'm like, I cheated this guy. I go, I can't do that. So I gave her $100, and it happened to be his birthday, and he was happier than
he was very happy.
Very happy.
Yeah, no, I mean it's the best way to do things on that though. Some way until people stop bidding, then bid at the last to take the item. Yeah, no, you definitely do see that, and I'm hoping that live auctions do start again because I enjoy them. And I really would like to do some videos about live auctions because there are so many different ways to play a live auction depending upon how the auctioneer is doing things. If the auctioneer is doing choice, if the auctioneer is doing this, doing that. And there's so many things that I've learned throughout the years just from watching people at those. So hopefully they really start some live auctions up because they're fun. Yeah. And I think we could do some really, really good videos about those. So hopefully. Yeah. Like the pick I went to in June, I had no idea, and neither did she, and now I feel guilty because I think I underpaid. It happens. It does happen. I mean, it happens. And the way that I do it to assuage, there you go, my guilt is I don't look through everything unless they throw a price at me that seems high.
You gotta double check everything.
Then I check to make sure. But if they're throwing a price at me or I throw a price at them and I've looked through about a third of the stuff, then I really don't feel guilty about it because I'm making the offer based on that third, moving it up a little bit overall because there's obviously more stuff there.
Sure.
But, as far as I can tell, just from the third I looked through, there's no $10,000. Well, I've never found a $10,000 item, but there's no, there's not a box full of $500 items there.
Right.
There's just not.
No.
So I'd look through it like, it's all kind of like this, right? You open the box. Yeah. How about this? And you get your price per in your head and you make them the offer. And, you're also taking a chance on that because when you go home, stuff could be missing pages, stuff could be coverless, stuff could be water damage. So you do a quick look just to make sure that there's no major problems. But that way, at least I don't feel guilty about it either because, again, I didn't go through every item. And it's not like I went through every item and said, oh, my gosh, this is $30,000 of stuff. I'm going to offer them $500. Right. No, that's not how to do it.
Yeah.
But if you go through the stuff, $1,000 sound good? Whatever.
True.
So.
Hold on, that's also, you pay more for the elder. Yeah, I feel the same way when I'm buying from Papergoy. I pay more. Yeah.
Wow. Hey now. What am I got a bullseye in my back tonight?
I had to sneak that one in. That was a good one.
A bullseye in my back tonight. So just as I knew, and I want to thank you, Dawn, definitely. This was actually a really, really good conversation today. So we're going to save the subtopic for next week. It's actually a good one. So maybe I'll have to make it a main topic at some point just to do that. But definitely thanks to everybody for commenting down in there. It was actually a really good debate over there. And everybody had some really, really good points.
Very interactive.
Yep. And hopefully everyone enjoyed our points as well.
Absolutely.
That'd be nice. Gonna go into the rambling story of the week real quick.
It's the one that we've been waiting on or no?
No, I put that off to next week.
It's been like 2 months now.
It's not gonna be worth the payoff. I'm just telling you.
All right.
So I went to the Chicken Wing Festival this past weekend.
Yep.
And I went with Mrs. Papergoy and Random Neighborhood Kid. About 4 or 5 years ago, we went to it as well.
Right.
Because they've had this thing for, I don't know, a 14th year in a row or something. Well, they missed it last year, but like 14 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. So we went to it, and we were talking to Random Neighborhood Kid. And we said, you just got to be careful when you're eating wings that you don't rub your eyes. Yeah. And it was one of those days that it was about 90 degrees outside. You know where this is going. And we're all sweating out there because it's 90 degrees out. And they used to hold it at Buffalo Bison's Field, whatever the name of the field was. Yeah. So you're right out there on the infield, just right there, sun beating down on you, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we decided we were going to be really, really cool. And they've got all these different kinds of wings. They've got, peach habanero wings. They've got just the regular wings, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we got atomic wings, which are incredibly spicy wings.
Sure.
So Random Neighborhood Kid, God bless him, takes one of the wings, the super atomic wings, and starts eating it. You've eaten spicy foods before, right?
Yes.
It makes you sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Standing in 90-degree weather with the sun beating down on you makes you sweat.
Yeah.
So Random Neighborhood Kid starts sweating.
He must have just been drenched.
Guess what he did?
Rub his eyes.
He grabs it, he goes, rubs his eyes and rubs hot sauce. Atomic hot sauce.
Even if you wipe your hands, you're still going to get it in there.
He just went, like that. And we're like, and he's like, my eyes. So luckily we had bought some water. So then we're pouring the water over his eyes and everything right out there.
Flushing it out.
So note to everybody out there, don't wipe your eyes with atomic wing sauce.
Yeah. Retro had a good point.
When eating wings, it's also important to wash your hands before you. Yes, it is. Wings are a wonderful, wonderful dish, but they can have some problems the next morning. Yeah. We'll leave it at that, depending on what kind you have. I want to thank everybody who showed up today. We never told anybody to hit the like button.
No, I never do.
Neither do I.
I'm not pushy like that.
Neither do I. Part of the problem. Hit the like button if you could. We will be here next week at 7:30. Every Wednesday 7:30. Good video dropping tomorrow. I don't know what the heck it is, but I'm sure it's a good video because we try to do all good videos. Saturday will be a Bolo video. Do check out Primetime. Again, he's going to have a question and answer session, so I'm sure you can ask him a lot of questions about the new eBay update. But
Sure.
again, I didn't see anything too major in there, but maybe your mileage may differ. Dang it, I failed. Hit the like button. There you go. Oh, and she yells at us too, all in caps.
Yeah, never too late.
That's true. So I want to thank everybody. It was really a lot of fun today. And again, thank you, Don, for having us flip the main and the other topic, because there's no way we would have gone this deep into the main topic if we had it coming up after the subtopic. So definitely do appreciate everybody, and we will see you next week.
Take care.
Good night, Mike. I'll
care.
talk to you in later.
Thanks. Bye-bye.